Alright, so I had a few people ask me questions about the simple biology videos that I made, and one of the questions was about the host cell and the virus cell. And I was asked to elaborate a little bit more on what it all means in terms of the host cell and the virus cell. Specifically, I can't say what it will mean to us, because it's up to us to decide what it will mean. But I can tell you what it definitely meant in our recent historical past. It meant that, as has been asserted through mythological tales, that woman was giving life without the aid of males. It does mean that the male spermatozoa is fecundate, and fecundate is the reproductive, what gives reproduction, technically, according to what they have written, the scripts that they have agreed to write and have mutually agreed upon as science, the sciences of life, fecundate. And you go back to feculent, and feculate is filth, shit. It's little pieces of shit floating around. And that's why I say life and nature is so beautiful, because, you know, just like trees, they have a little manure and they grow. You know, it takes a little shit out there in life sometimes in order to produce things. And yes, things have been shitty here lately, you know, in terms of woman and her statue, woman and how she is perceived, woman and her understanding of herself, as well as woman and her understanding of her sons, as well as her daughters and her stars and her moons. But when you talk about it from that perspective, from the perspective of it being a host cell and a virus cell, then you have to know that the host cell does anticipate a certain amount of life to be given to it. And as we are beginning to see, there's a breakdown in life, and so we see autism on the rise. We see a lot of diseases that are manifesting because during the time of conception, the males and the females they ain't on the same page, you know, because when we talk about, I wrote the racist virus poem, and I wrote it in the form of likening the elitist spirit to that of AIDS. And when we talk about a virus, this is another type of virus, another type of viral code, the spermatozoa, and its race to produce life, to get its code transmitted into life. It's a race. So when we talk about it, and if we do break it down to that standpoint, and we look at it from that standpoint, and go ahead and break it down to its base common denominator, the thing that's uniting us and at the same time disjointing us, it is the gender line, the male-female concept. And as we see this line begin to blur again, return back to its originality, its original state, it's very interesting to watch. it's interesting to watch for several reasons, because we have males who are, some males, not all, just like not all females, are understanding of the plight and understanding of the situation. But we have some males who, are pushing even harder with that rod, right? Long stroke, right? Yeah. Pushing long and hard, the agenda that man created life, and without man there would be no life. But as time will tell, and as time has always told, whether the presence is relevant or not, only life will tell that. And at the rate that it's going, woman doesn't want to be destroyed. I haven't met a woman pretty much that, unless she's very, very frustrated with her circumstance and the way that the kingdom has been run, she pretty much not trying to destroy life. She alright. You know what I'm saying? She's looking forward to bringing more children, more stars to shine their light. At the same time, you have woman who's struggling, not to have her sons, her men, feel as if he is broken, he is disconnected, because we all are experiencing this disconnect. It's not just you, brother. Everybody's experiencing disconnect. But the hardest felt is the woman who has the challenge of bringing life forward. And if she has nothing if she doesn't have a hope in this world that your viewpoint will change, then it's very difficult for her to even want to even think about laying down with you to help you produce another child, when you won't even respect her femininity, you won't even respect her grace, and you won't even respect her and acknowledge her as the creator that creates your new life form that will imitate the both of you, the duality within the two of you. So it becomes difficult. But it's one of those things that's a mainstay in terms of right now in today's current position. Women are trying to restore the brothers back in love, trying to restore the sons back in love, and are making preparation for the new son, because the old son will fade away. That's just astronomy. It's just a fact in astronomy. The life cycle of a star. The sun right now is like a light bulb, and it is at its brightest glow, its highest intensity, just like a light bulb before it blows. And once it blows, the new sun will begin its new glow. So, yeah, what is this, like the fifth sun, perhaps? Something like that. So, I just say don't give up. And the thing about it is, men, we really want you to restore it. Because the legacy was passed to you. And it was through your storytelling, through your story writing, that the story became discombobulated. That the story lost some rungs, lost its fourth leg, the leg that gave it fortitude. So I encourage you, my brothers, that you will lay aside the last barrier, that last fallacy that is truly keeping us from making progress. Because if we can't even get the balance of life straight, then how can we even talk about materialism or manifesting anything else if we can't even get life straight? We won't even open up and be truthful and talk about where life started and where life is right now and how life can be healed can't even talk about how the possibility of the spermatozoa being restored if, like they say, you can't fix something that, don't know it's broke. You patch on it all day, but it's going to keep tearing itself up. Cause, So, if we can get to that point, then we could talk about the restoration, how that occurs in biology, the alchemy of life. Alright, peace.